Welcome to another episode of We Don't Know What We're Doing, but we're doing it anyway. We continue to work on this patio. It's been a very, very long project, and I've had to take a few weeks off because we ran into a little bit of a hiccup, and I'll show you what that is. So our next major step is to go through and fill this whole area with gravel and sand so that we can level it out. But there's one thing that's standing in our way. All of this along the house, and particularly this right here. These are blackberries, and they just happen to be on right now, and so we haven't had the heart to tear them out because we love the blackberries so much. And so we've been waiting until all the blackberries get finished with their season before we tear them out. We've been running out a year, unfortunately. The kids are going back to school, and some of our cars may be going with them, which means I may not have what I need to tow my trailer around in a few weeks. And so even though we've got the blackberries, they're still gonna have to go. And so that's what today's job is to take out all of these weeds, all of these iris, take out the blackberry bush. We have over here underneath the weeds, we have a currant bush that has never had currants, and so that one's just going. And then take out all of these weeds. Hopefully when we're done, it'll look a little bit like it does over here, and we can go and order our extra gravel. So I have my lucky helper with me today. Have him here for a few more weeks until he goes back to college, and so we're going to use his back and his muscle to get this through. It's just two of us and a shovel. So here's what we're facing. Several years worth of iris and weeds growing together that we need to pull all out. We're dumping it in the wheelbarrow, and I've got my trailer in front that we'll be loading it up with. Gotten about 6 feet into it. A lot of iris going to the dump, a lot of dirt in the patio area. We found two interesting things though. Behind all this, there is a spigot. I'd forgotten about this. This is actually attached to one of our sprinkler lines. I never use it, and never works during the winter, and only works if I turn it on. But I'd forgotten about it, so this is something that has to go, and I'll have to re-terminate it, which means digging up more lawn. The other thing, here Matt, show us what you found. We started digging, and we ran into this. It's a root, which is really interesting. There's no trees around here for that root to be from, unless it's this tree that's in our neighbor's yard. We have no idea what this root could be from. It's about an inch thick and heading towards the house, and we're digging through it and eventually gonna have to cut it out, but one of those other interesting things we found. So we got most of the weeds cut down, and we have the canes cut out. Turns out there's 3 blackberry bushes. Unfortunately, they won't fit where we're gonna put them, which is right here. But we can fit 2 of them, so we'll be transplanting 2 of the 3. We'll throw the 3rd one away. Here's the blackberries all transplanted. I was able to transplant 2 different bushes and got some rocks that line them. I am going to come back in and actually run a cement curb around it at some future point. And then I've got the backing, the trellis behind it, the blackberries will be crawling up. So we have this all done now. We're going to have to smooth it out just a little bit, but this is all done. Our next task is this right here. We have sprinkler lines that go right underneath our new porch, and we can't have those lines go under our porch. There's a head right there, and there's a head over here. There's also one line that's our dripper line. So we've got one line that goes here and another one right there. And so we need to take care of that before we start filling this in. So what I'm going to do is the dripper line. I'm just going to follow it until it goes underneath the wall, which is somewhere over here. And I'm going to put a spigot on for right now. Eventually I will run it into our 2 new flower beds, including the blackberries we just transplanted. The other one, I'll follow straight through here. Let's put another spigot on it, and I'm going to bypass this hose and have it go and by running a garden hose along the grass all the way on the outside to where the hose comes out on over here by the side of our house. And I'll put another spigot over there. And for right now, I will bypass this whole thing by using a garden hose on our grass. Sometime later on, when I get this all rocked in, we'll trench it in and put an actual pipe in and finish it. But that's just not a today issue. But we can't proceed unless we bypass this water. So that's our plan. We're all done, and as you can see, now there's 2 spigots here. One that's connected to a line that has nothing but the spigot, and I can use that later on if I want to wash off the patio. The other one is the temporary line that is bypassing the sprinkler line that used to go underneath where the patio was, and now it's connected to this hose that then goes over to the side of the house where there's another spigot, and the sprinkler line continues on from there. And this is supplying water to the side of our house every night. Someday I will go ahead and I will rerun the sprinkler line alongside of our patio, but that's not today. That's it for another episode of We Don't Know What We're Doing, but we're doing it anyway. Look forward to the next steps, which will be doing some cement work on the stairs and then getting all the material to fill the rest of this in. Hope to be able to get this done before the snow flies. Like always, if you want to find out what's happened previously on this patio to get up to this point, click over here. If you want to get notified and find out how this project finally ends, click up here.